Hello everyone, welcome to the daily market update video. I am Advait Italia and today I want to talk about the current market action. Also, I will analyze different time frames and also I would like to share some learnings and some insights regarding the market. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So let's jump on to the weekly time frame and let's start our analysis using the charts of weekly. So in the weekly charts, as you can see over here, we have drawn the range and it is very beautifully holding the lower band of the Bollinger Bands. So if you can see over here, my lower limit was 14,354 and the upper limit was 15,420 around. The reason why I'm telling this is because the 0.618 level is very critical. If this gets broken onto the lower side, then the immediate support is on the 50-day moving average. That is this one, the cream line. So as of now, it's looking as if it is holding the Bollinger Bands low. But the immediate support, if it breaks, then the level is going to be 14,354. That is the lower range of the fib ratio. Right now, the week hasn't closed and it looks like we are going to test the 50-day moving average. And that would be a very good buying opportunity if it happens to go to that level. Okay, so now let's go to the daily time frame and analyze what we see over there. So jumping on to the charts of daily time frame, as you can see over here, we had this strong support zone that was holding since multiple times. That is on the August, September, also in October. A lot of times it hold, but finally, as discussed in the yesterday's video, we were looking for a breakout or a breakdown. So today we got a breakdown on higher volumes. So the market is not closed yet. It's only half an hour remaining, and still we got a very high volume. So if you look at the volume, it's 700K plus. So already it's 700K plus volume and a big, red candle, almost around 2.4%. We are down. So this is a confirmation on the downside. So the important levels that got broken today is this one that we were holding since so many months, this zone, and that is why I colored it as red and I mentioned that the strong support zone is broken now. The key thing to note over here is we also broke down the Bollinger Bands and we also broke down the 150-day moving average. So naturally, the next big support on the daily time frame is the S1, that is 14,395, that is 14,400. And to be honest with you guys, looking at the pure price action, look at this level. So the zone, the next strong support zone that I have drawn is coming through the action of May 2023. So if you can see over here, this is the zone where it survived a lot. The buyers stepped in and also it coincides with the 200-day moving average. So a lot of indexes, when it touches the 200-day moving averages, tend to rebound a lot. So the next support zone that we are seeing on the daily time frame is the 200-day moving average, which is coinciding with the price action that we saw in the June month and also in the May. So what I am looking for is a breakdown for at least the S1 level, that is pivot point level, and the next support zone for the 200-day EMA. So this is my analysis on daily time frame. Yes, today was a big down day with higher volume. So we were looking for some kind of clarity, some kind of, breakout. So this is the breakout. There we have it. That also in high volume. So there should be no question going forward that if we are going to go, lower, we can see a lot of downside to come. But the next support zone is 200-day EMA. So on the daily time frame, I would love to, watch for these levels. For all those guys who are, doing swing trading, this is probably the golden opportunity. You can have your limit orders on the 200-day EMA and you can keep it for, indefinitely. So if for all those guys who are dollar cost averaging or who want a long-term portfolio, this is going to be a really good opportunity. So let's jump on to my favorite section, that is intraday time frame. So let me go to the intraday time frame chart, that is the 5-minute chart, and let me show you what happened today. So today we had one key observation is, remember I always say that we should wait for at least 30 to 45 minutes of an opening session for us to know that what is the direction of the markets tends to reveal its real direction after 30 to 45 minutes, so that they can trap the shorts and they can trap all the retail guys. So over here, one key observation that I note, that on 6:30 Pacific time, that is the opening 5 minutes candle, it was really bearish. So only one candle constituted of almost 69 to 70 points on the Nasdaq contracts. So on the first candle, it devastated the S1 level. So I knew for sure that today sellers are dominant. So as a trader, what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to wait till the 7:30 for 30 or 45 minutes of the starting session to see if it holds. Now the problem going forward was it was consolidating a lot. So if you can see over here, it started consolidation from 6:45 and it did absolutely nothing till almost 45 minutes. So that this was the test of patience. If we don't get the value, if we don't get the real levels, interesting levels, do not trade. So normally what I do is, whenever the price approaches a pivot support, right, that's the time if you want to do the scalp. So I could have taken the scalp over here and I could have gone out of 10-15 points, and that's exactly what I did today. And then even after the market was trying to recover badly, it was not able to give me the crossover of the short-term sentiment, that is 5-day moving average and the 26-day moving average. So it did not give me the crossover. So I still waited, and that was the best decision that I made, because as you can see in the hindsight, it broke down and it broke down heavily. So I was looking like what's going to happen at this level. So normally what happens is people pay a lot of importance on the intraday levels of support, but also that has to coincide with the daily support. So if you look at the daily charts, right, these levels, like this is 14,590. So 14,590 on the daily level, right, it had zero support. 14,590, it has zero support. So I was waiting for the 150-day moving average and the lower end of the Bollinger Bands, and I was waiting to see what happens over there. So if it holds the daily support or daily resistance, then it makes sense to trust the intraday levels. So that's exactly what I did. And also one important point to note over here is, whenever you are trading index futures contracts, also try to track the correlated assets, that is QQQ ETF. So if you see the QQQ ETF on an intraday time frame, it provided us with a lot of cues. I mean, clues as in, it provided us with a lot of insights as to should we take the risk, or should we trade, or should we trust these levels or not. So in the QQQs, it holded fairly the S2 S3 level over here, and then it also started breaking down. So I knew for a fact that if QQQs are not holding that level on the same time, for example, if you look at these, so it touched 6:45. So if you look at the 6:45 time of the QQQs, so it was in the middle of the pivot levels. So I knew for sure that I'm not supposed to trust it. So that's one of the keys that you can do. Like, always compare the correlated assets as well before trusting the intraday levels, because they will give you the clues as to how much trust you should do on those levels. Also, if you look at the VIX is probably the perfect indicator of what is happening in the markets. And as you can see, right out of the start, the VXN, that is VIX for the volatility index, it was grinding higher and higher. It did not. So this was the first higher high, then the higher low, then again the higher high, and it breached the resistance. The moment it breached the resistance, that was a big indication that the markets are still having the selling firepower. So as you can see, the VIX kept on grinding, kept on going higher and higher. So I knew that volatility is not decreasing. So as I said, if volatility doesn't decrease, then there is no point for me going long. So the VIX today also gave a really insightful idea as to what is going to happen intraday. So as you can see, as it was approaching nearer and nearer to R2, it made a high, and then it made a lower high. So that message was very clear that around 1150 over here, that is around 1150, this level, that is the S3 level on the Nasdaq futures, is going to get hold. So at that time, if I wanted to take a contrarian bet and go long, this was the time that I should have gone long. Why? Because I have the VIX confirmation, I have the confirmation from the daily time frame, that is this one. So the confluence, that means the more confirmation that you have, the better your risk to reward ratio becomes. So this is a very good learning, a test of patience. I should have waited for the entire day and then got a quality setup. So trading is a lot about mindset game. So the more data you have, the more data backed decisions you take, the better you'll get paid. So this is my learning and this is my insights from the intraday. So one other key thing that I wanted to share is, while all of this mayhem was happening, all of this was happening at a very high volume. So this selling is not something which is superficial. Even if you look at the intraday, the candles with 27k volume, these are not normal volumes. Normally the opening 5 candles ranges in almost 15 to 20k contracts. But when you see 27k contracts, that means there is a big indication that this is going to be a seller dominated day. So always keep a close eye on these parameters and always try to take all this data and then take an informed decision as to which way major types of data are getting supported. So keep a close eye on these. And then to sum it all today, so yesterday Microsoft and Google reported their earnings. Microsoft reported really good numbers, and so as Google. But this is exactly why I tell you that nobody knows what is going to be the reaction to the earnings. So that is why we have to wait as technical analysis or analyst or as a technical trader and see the reaction of the market, and then we are supposed to respond. So responding means looking at the data, seeing the price action, and then responding. So even if the earnings were really good, even if they beat on revenues and they beat on net profit quarter on quarter, doesn't matter. What matters is the tape. What matters is the price action. So that is why we wanted to wait. We wanted to see if this level holds, and the moment it lost this level, it was a clear indication that yes, the sellers are dominant and we are gonna short. Also, today is a special day because today Meta is also going to report. So there's going to be a lot of volatility after hours, and obviously since Meta is a big tech name, it's going to have a significant impact on Nasdaq futures as well. So keep a close eye on this week. Meta is going to reporting today. Amazon is going to report tomorrow. So all of these earnings is going to play a significant impact, and that is going to decide the next leg of the stock markets, where it's going to go. So these are my insights. So lastly, I want to thank you all for viewing and taking time to digest all of these things, analysis, and feel free to like, share, subscribe. And also I just wanted to share a housekeeping thing. I will be posting a video specifically dedicated to my trading setups, what indicators I use, what charting platform I use. So if you are getting overwhelmed by a lot of technical things, please stay tuned. I will make a dedicated video for you guys to actually replicate what I do, because I want to teach people how to fish rather than giving them the fish. So that's where I'm coming from, and thanks for your time, and until next time, peace.